Let me ask you this. Are you shocked by this news? And then the follow-up, is this the right call?
I feel like this is a better call for Marvel than it even is the Russo brothers. Like, this is a crazy thing to say, but I kind of feel like Marvel needs the Russo Bros right now. They they have so much goodwill built up over the last 15 years that for some reason and not for some reason, we can break down why, but in the last couple of years kind of has fizzled.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It is the big thing, and it is a fully stacked show, man. The Emmys, the nominations, they came out yesterday, and man, I knew about all of them. I had to fill in Roxy. I had to fill in Brett. It's crazy. It's just crazy who got nominated. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know it. Anyway,
Oscars.
Yeah, the Oscars, man. It's time. So, it is also time to talk about the Russos. I was convinced they were never coming back. Well, it looks like negotiations are going to direct both the Avengers films. Is that true? Pretty nuts. Nutso McGillicuddy and the Six Kings coming in hot. There's other things that we'll discuss for sure. Madonna, that biopic is still going to happen. And it looks like she's still directing it. That'll be fair. What else? Twisters. It's a movie that I enjoyed. Well, it's going to open at about 100 million worldwide. Is that good, bad? With Deadpool right around the corner. And speaking of Deadpool, Lady Deadpool featured in a spot. Too many reveals thus far and thus not? What say you? All right. It's me and Brett. Brett's in studio, guys. How about that? Brett's going to be in studio. Roxy Stryer joining us from La La Land. And we are going to have a full-on conversation about it all today on the show. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that button. We have a lot going on here, man. Speaking of Twisters, I'll have my non-spoiler review if it's not out already. I had my out of the theater reaction that happened. And
that was the reaction.
That was my reaction. That was it. So let's get into it. And we'll you better watch your mouth. It's the Soma Sava show. It's the Soma Sava show. That's what we do here on the Sava show. So it's me, Roxy, and Brett. Let's get into it. Cool. Howdy doody, everybody. It's me. I'm back. Brett Sheridan is in studio.
My lighting's so much better than yours.
Is that true?
You're getting dark over here for some reason.
Whose fault is that? Not my fault. You don't want to do this. And joining us from across the pond. Not really.
Across the pond.
But
you stateside? You stateside there?
Where you
Learn
at?
your geography, my dude.
Where you at, girl? Across the pond.
I'm across the pond in LA. You know, that big pond that is all middle America.
Yep.
Your studio looks so good.
And this is the best the studio has ever looked, I think. And I don't just mean from, the old studio at my place. I think...
No, it looks so good. Don't change a thing.
I think it looks better than...
Just like this, it looks perfect.
It's perfect.
I think it looks better than SEN ever looked. I think it looked better than the previous big thing. I think it looked better than Collider. I think it looked better
It does.
than Schmoes.
It needs not one thing.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
I think it's better than Ezra.
Oh, yeah?
It's better than Ezra.
Did you even see that movie?
Was that a movie?
I think so.
No,
It's a
it's
band.
good living when
It's a band.
I don't care.
What? Come on.
There's a lot been going on here, Rox. There's a lot been
Yeah, I
going
can
on.
tell. So when did Brett come in? What's the scam?
The scam. If you ask him, he probably thinks it is one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the first thing we did is it was on. He came in a day later than he was supposed to, but he's staying a day later. And then, I guess the first thing he did was, and we have it. You can find it on one of the episodes. Well, 2 episodes. He was painting. He painted these walls. He hand painted them. People actually think they're real. Yeah, they're not bricks. They're not real bricks. They're fake plastic bricks, and he painted them.
So this was white. It was a white brick backdrop that you hand painted different shades of gray.
Yeah. 50 Shades of Gray.
Yeah,
To be
and-
Yeah, it
exact.
does look like about 50 shades. How long did it take you, Brett?
That kind of put a little monkey wrench into the operation. That was about 3 days of that because I had to do 2 coats of the regular gray underneath and then do the sponging. Took another day and a half.
Yeah, we're not including the trips to Home Depot that we had to take, and the countless amounts of peanut butter M&Ms and Red Bulls that were purchased.
It really looks sick.
It looks
It is
great.
the perfect. I know I was like gray, really. The gray is perfect. It looks so slick and just really, really good.
Well, the cameras are what I was really excited about, because the cameras to me, when he told me that I needed to get these cameras, I'm like, okay, let's see these cameras. And then the way that the camera was looking, remember when the three of us did a digital show, and I'm like, they look fine. And he's just like, you could see Brett twitching, going, they're not fixed yet. And he did that. He fixed all of it. He got that working. I mean, we're still, yet you have to see the lobby. What he did with the lobby, that was a whole thing. But the
You're making a joke or no?
No, the lobby, like I have 2 rooms, and it's like all of the pictures that, you know, I've done a poll about the celebrity pictures and the guests. You're on the wall, Rox. You're on the wall. You're on the wall.
Not to be rude, but I better be.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Can I see it? I know. You heard me.
I can get a picture. Let me.
If someone else is going to be on the wall, I better be on the
Wait,
wall.
I have an idea. You know what I could do? I could put my camera, the Bluetooth.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that.
Of course.
Oh, I want to see.
And
Good.
Brett can
You
give
know
us
who's not going to like that comment that I just made?
Who?
Anyone in the comments.
Well, let's see. Let's see if I can do. I'll do a tour
Right,
for
right.
people right now too. If I can do so. If I put this on? All right. So, Rox, you should be able to see that. Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. All right. So, how long would it take you to clean up the lobby? You want me to show people or no?
I mean,
Too long.
You can show them the wall, but I just recently built a television stand, so all
Okay.
the stuff
All
is
right,
on
so
the
this
ground.
So
but
Brett will give you. You'll
I'll give the
see everything.
commentary.
Brett will give the commentary while I do this.
so we of course made the Sopranos poster or
course.
our thing made it. We had both the YouTubes, Miss Minutes. Still, she had a little fall. You can show the wall I'm working on of. Those his wife didn't want to put up, but probably won't. No, and then so I'm taking the old curtains because that's it has 2 weird doors that lead to nowhere. So here's our coffee station with dark helmet.
Wait, lean down, tip down.
Oh yeah, it's that there's the flirt and flouse.
Why isn't he tipping down?
Because there's a bunch of shit on the floor.
Oh.
So where is Miss Rox? She is on the next wall. Oh yeah, you can show the chairs and stuff. There's some stuff on it, but there's a nice blue chair courtesy of WOG.
What's WOG?
William Hogg fan.
Oh.
There's Kristian and his wife.
Yeah, clearly.
There's who's that in the bottom right corner?
CM Punk.
And Miss Roxy Stryer.
Oh.
Yeah, that's we lost you. There we go.
But we can't see it anymore.
Can't see it anymore.
What'd you think, Rox?
It looks awesome.
Looks
it
good,
looks
right?
awesome.
So we had
Yeah.
we had a lot of that stuff that took a while. Also,
Is that's WOG's real name? William Hogg?
yeah,
Yeah.
Walk. And
Wait,
so,
so what about the other people?
what do you mean?
All the guests?
Coy, Winston, Steph, Mike.
Coy's in there.
McCoy's in there. I haven't had Steph take a picture with any of the guests. Those are all guest-related pictures.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
guests. Oh, you're saying I wouldn't be on the wall if CM Punk wasn't on the wall.
That's probably true.
Yeah, and I'm not on the wall.
No,
Only the flirt and
Right,
flouses.
you're not on the
no,
wall.
because he didn't take a picture with anybody.
Only
That's
Flirt and
only
Flouse is
just
on the wall.
just
There were a few of you that I had in there. I think I had one with Van Damme that we had that I almost made the wall. There were a few that made the wall. You
How
were
did Van Damme not make the wall? How did Dane Cook not make the wall?
didn't come out that great.
yeah, some of those were bad.
Anyway, so that's who everybody made the wall that we needed to make the wall. The Van Damme was a discussion and it almost made it, but it didn't.
I feel like that one should have.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you who might make the wall is Robert Eiler from The Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
I saw that. First of all, that was a great picture of the two of you, so it
Thank
should
you.
make the wall.
It was a great. He was.
Second of all, I was like, oh, Kristian's going to be so excited about this.
I liked that kid, man. I keep calling him a kid. He's almost
Oh,
40
yeah.
years old. But
he came in studio.
he came in.
Look at that.
Why'd you do that? Yeah, he came. He was.
Oh.
We stopped doing that. He was in studio. He came all the way in from the city, which takes a little bit from where we are.
So he was the first guest to see this.
To see this setup, yeah, because we're not. I mean, we're still. I will have to ask Brett this. I think the studio itself is 80% 3%.
Yeah, it's strangely not as done as I'd like it to be at this point.
Yeah,
but,
we still got a lot of stuff. Brett was supposed to leave today.
Yeah.
But he was going to go see his sister, and then things just didn't happen. He's like, "Oh, I'm coming back." And then we looked, and we're like, there's still a lot to do.
Yeah.
There's still a lot to do.
Yeah.
But not this. As far as how it looks, I mean, the cameras.
You're such a champion.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm exhausted.
He is.
Don't mind my demeanor. I'm a little.
Which is totally fine. And the other thing too, which is not ever talked about because you can't see it. He's staying in my house, right? And so he has been fixing everything in the house. And there's been a lot of stuff in the new place that we're in, and it's like whether
Do you have him on an air mattress still?
No.
No.
He's
Nice
been
little day bed, my own little room.
He's got his own room, and he's been eating like a king this time.
Good for you, Cinderella.
Yeah.
In your own little corner, in your own little chair, you can be whatever you want to be.
Right,
Yeah,
but he's
nice.
got to fix the dishwasher in order to be able to stay in the house.
Yeah,
That's the whole
removed an
point.
old dishwasher. Fixed the washing machine was not running hot water.
New TV.
Switched out the TV. Put one in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So other than emotional trauma, which it would be, of course, Kristian,
Yes.
say Brett got hit by a bus tomorrow. Like, what's your plan?
I would have to find a new job. Because we already talked about it, because Matt Serra is also going to be doing a show here,
He sent me a happy birthday message.
Oh, did he? That's
Aw.
awesome. A happy
Yeah,
birthday, buddy.
that
I
was
sent you a message.
Yeah, you did.
Happy
You did.
birthday.
I said to Brett, you both did.
Did you have a great birthday? I saw the pictures.
It was so cute. Yeah, Steph planned me a little surprise party on the beach. It was Barbie themed,
saw
and that was
that.
so sweet. For 33, it was like, what the fuck is 33?
Mhm.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she absolutely crushed it. It was really, really cute. A lot of our friends were there. Jeff Snyder, Mark Ellis, Dorina, Steph, Winston, Coy.
Yeah. Greg Alba, I saw
Yeah.
was there too.
Yeah, Greg Alba, for sure. I'm thinking of people who are friends of the show. But
Jeff Snyder.
yeah, good one.
You know that.
Nailed that.
You don't remember who that was?
Who did
That
it?
was Booker T.
Oh,
He used to do it all the
that's
time.
cool, then, actually.
Yeah. I used to love the Jeff
Man.
Snyder. It was the best.
But yeah, it was really great, and just like above and beyond kind. She got like a big layout of food, with like meats and hummus and veggies and personalized towels that said Roxy on
Aw.
them. Just everything was so freaking precious. And very grateful.
I love that, and I think that from the pictures that I saw also is it looked you guys had like a ton of fun, which
Yeah, it definitely was. It was an absolute blast. It was cold.
yeah.
It was the only cold day that we had in LA.
What's cold?
What did you say?
What's cold?
Oh, like people were coming and leaving after 15 minutes.
No. I meant like degrees wise, because I'm as I mentioned to somebody when I was talking to somebody here, they were like, you've been in the East Coast for long enough, and I said, yeah, LA one time I got to I think it hit like 45. They're like, whoa. It's like that's gonna be nothing. That's gonna be nothing.
Yeah, I know. It was in the low 70s, but it was no sun and windy, and people were fucking cold.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it was a blast. It was really great. If you guys had been here, then you would have been here, but you weren't here.
Yes,
so
I wasn't. Right. No, I thought about that. I was like, I definitely would have been there for sure.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have because I will not show off this beach bod quite yet.
But you can still go and put a shirt
Yeah,
on
I
and have
guess I
some
could've-
beers.
I was being cold, Brett.
I
The
could've
people
been-
were in like sweaters, but I will say I went in the water for the first time in years.
Oh,
And I had like a total panic about how much piss is in there, and everybody made fun of me.
piss. I mean, it's been pissing there forever. You got the sharks pissing all over the place.
Piss
I know,
not so
but there's
much
just
as
so
the.
The salt and the pee, they burn my eyes.
I hate how much trash is in the water.
Yeah, that
just-
sucks too. That sucks. But
Don't
I went
call
all the
Coy
way
that.
in,
Yeah.
and it was warm. The water was warm.
Good. I like to hear that. It's
Really?
heated- yeah, because it's heated from all the piss. All right, so let's talk about some stories,
the
though,
show.
Roxy. Now, Roxy, you weren't aware that the Emmy nominations came out yesterday. Is that accurate?
I would say that's inaccurate, Kristian.
That's fair. I would call
Here's
it.
what I will say.
What's that?
I texted you, are we talking about the Emmys? And you said, are they on Sunday? Which was how fucking tapped you are when it comes to television.
No idea. When are they?
They're not till September. That's
Oh,
when the Emmys
so it's close.
are. The reason you're thrown off, though, which is, I actually don't know if this is the reason you're thrown off, but the
Yes.
reason people are thrown off is because of the strike. We
Right.
had the Emmys already. This
Exactly.
year.
Exactly.
So
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So
100%.
it's confusing, and the nominations are confusing too, because some things people are up in arms about aren't eligible, but some things that are eligible, people are confused about.
All right. Well,
So
I'm going to
the
read
strike
some. I'm going to read some, and then we'll talk
Yeah.
about what you think was the shockers and whatnot. Okay.
I got you.
The 2024 Emmy Award nominations are in. You like that voice, Rox?
I think it's subpar.
Fair. The Television Academy has announced the nominations for the 76 Emmy Awards. And this year, Amazon Prime Video had a strong showing. Shogun dominated the race with 25 nominations in all, followed by The Bear with 23, Only Murders in the Building with 21, True Detective Night Country with 19, The Crown with 18, and 16 noms for Fallout, Hacks, The Morning Show, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Also faring well, Fargo, Ripley, Baby Reindeer, Palm Royale, Slow Horses, Lessons in Chemistry, Feud, Capote vs. Swans, Abbott Elementary, and Three Body Problem. So here you go, some of the nominees. Outstanding Drama, The Crown, Fallout, The Gilded Age, whatever the hell that is, The Morning Show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Shogun, Slow Horses, Three Body Problem. Lead actress in a drama, Jennifer Aniston in The Morning Show, Carrie Coon, The Gilded Age, Maya Erskine, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Anna Sewise, Shogun, Imelda Staunton, The Crown, Reese Witherspoon, The Morning Show. Lead actor in a drama, Idris Elba, Hijack. I like that. I felt like I was the only person who watched that show.
I watched it too. It's
That's
so
right.
good.
Yeah, I like that show. Nobody was talking about it, though.
Everybody was talking.
Oh, okay. Donald Glover, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Walton Goggins, Fallout, Gary Oldman, Slow Horses, Haruka Sanada, Shogun, and Dominic West, The Crown. Supporting actress in a drama, Christine Baranski, The Gilded Age. A lot of people know what that show is, apparently. Come on with these names. Nicole Barai, the Morning Show. Elizabeth Debicki, The Crown. Greta Lee, The Morning Show. Leslie Manville, The Crown. Karen Pittman, Morning Show. A lot of Morning Show. Holy moly. The Holland Taylor, The Morning Show. Supporting actor in a drama. Tanabu Asano, Shogun. Billy Crudup, The Morning Show. Mark Duplass, The Morning Show. John Hamm, The Morning Show. People love this Morning Show. Takahiro Hira, Shogun, Jack Loudon, Slow Horses, Jonathan Price.
I don't think
The
you
Crown.
can say slow horses.
What did I say? The Slow Horses? You're not allowed to say Slow
Me
Horses
joke
anymore?
about saying slow.
Oh, you have to say.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're a little bit of a slow horse right now for not picking up on that.
That's fair. Guest actress in a drama. Michaela Cole, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Claire Foy, The Crown. She was in The Crown again?
Mm-hmm.
She came back to The Crown?
Maybe they did flashbacks.
Did you watch The Crown, Roxy?
Yeah, I did.
Did she come back in flashbacks?
Well, this is 2023.
Okay, well, last season, though. Oh, I don't care anymore. Matt Marsh.
Yeah.
Marsha Gayheart in The Morning Show. Sarah Paulson, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Parker Posey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'm bored with all these. Okay, so
Okay, let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm bored.
So, in order to be nominated for this year's Emmys, you needed to have more than 5 episodes air by a certain date in May, which means that things that are not eligible is this new season of The Bear, House of the Dragon,
Right.
this new season of The Boys. So those all did not make the eligibility list. So before people are outraged about that, but there were some things that I was confused about not making the list, and it's like,
Such as?
okay, such as Silo. Silo has no
Got it.
nominations.
Yeah.
Was Silo?
People love that
To me, I believe that Silo must have been eligible. For it to not be nommed is kind of ludicrous
Yeah.
to me. So good. But
Oh,
I can give you
Ludacris got snubbed.
Ludacris did get snubbed.
Yeah, he got snubbed.
Masters of the Air. I think
Oh.
it's a really big snub. I
Mhm.
know that you didn't like parts of it, Kristian. You didn't think it was as good as Band of Brothers. But for this to be snubbed for actors,
Everything. Nothing.
drama,
Yeah, everything.
just snub. Another one that was snubbed that I didn't see, but I saw a lot of people talking about it. The only reason I haven't seen it is because I just can't be drowned in only Jewish things right now because it's just so overwhelming. But All the Light We Cannot See, which I hear is
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
amazing.
I
was
didn't love that
snubbed.
show. You know what? But that's not fair, though. I bailed on it because the Germans were in a room together speaking English. Why would they do that? They'd be speaking German in Germany.
You have a thing with that.
But it's true.
I thought The Curse was completely snubbed, especially Emma Stone in The Curse. I think she's so great in that show, and for her to not be nominated and the show to not be nominated, I just feel like the Emmys doesn't give love to that type of show or to Nathan's
Well,
shows
why
in
so
general.
many nominations to the morning show? There's so many.
It's one of the best shows on TV. I can't even be upset with it.
Does
The performances
everybody
are
deserve that?
unbelievable, and it's all A-list celebrities. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's too many,
Yeah.
but I do understand where it's coming from. The Gentleman not nominated.
Mm.
I thought The Gentleman was excellent, and Has Been Hotel, which wasn't nominated for animated, which I thought was just absolutely
My
incredible.
daughter loves that show.
But there were some really cool things, like Reservation Dogs finally getting some love. I think that show is so funny, so amazing. It's its last season, so it was nice to see it be recognized. Selena Gomez recognized for Only Murders in the Building, when Martin Short and Steve Martin have both been nominated every year, and Selena's never been nominated for it. So I thought that was really good to see too. And then in general, a lot of these shows are my favorite shows of the year. The only heavily nominated shows that I haven't watched, which I made a list of and I will watch by September, are, Kristian, you mentioned it, The Gilded Age. What? Like, I haven't heard people that I respect talk about this show at all.
Only people you don't respect.
It's a real filthy period thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of
smashing going on?
Smashing and old-fashioned smashing.
People getting destroyed?
So,
yeah.
What's so crazy about this is that I looked it up because I was like, who's even in this show? And the star of it is Carrie Coon, who is maybe a top 10 actress of this generation for me. I absolutely loved her in Leftovers.
Yes.
And she's just an incredible actress. Fargo as well. She's so good. So I'm going to watch that. Slow Horses, I haven't seen. Palm Royale, Fellow Travelers, which I also have heard nothing about,
No
and
idea.
Lessons in Chemistry, which I watched the first half an hour of the first episode.
Is that Brie Larson?
Yes.
My wife loved that show.
So those are the ones that I still need to watch. I'm so happy to see all of the love for Shogun. It makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Some love for Fallout, huge love for Hacks, which I think is one of the most underrated show, even though it continues to be nominated. It is just so good. Like to see some love for Curb as well. Abbott Elementary, of course. So in general, I think they did a pretty good job, even though there were some snubs, but some good surprises.
Okay. Well, look, I'm not going to pretend that I know half the stuff of what's going on with that.
That's what sucks now about the Emmys. The Emmys are for me.
Yes.
Who's me? Like, I watch, as you guys know, more television than anybody we know by miles. So if the Emmys are now for me, there's so few of me because television is so
There's
splintered.
just so much.
This isn't fun for you.
It's not fun. Well, because there's just so much. And like I said, as I'm reading it through, I'm like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, that's fine. I'm sure it's good. And there's other things that I'll be like, okay. I'm watching Bear season 3. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in. I agree with you, Roxy. So silly for them to put that all in one shot. I think it was so silly. They should have done it week to week because then I would have been all caught up. House of the Dragon, I'm loving. Absolutely loving that show right now. I think it's great. Did you love the Acolyte finale, Roxy?
I thought it was so great.
I don't.
So great.
Do you think
I love the show.
I'm not asking you if you want one because I know the answer to that question. Do you think it's going to get a season 2?
I don't.
Yeah.
The way that it ends, of course, it thinks it's going to get a season 2.
Yeah.
But I don't because people fucking hated the show.
Yeah.
So I don't see it getting a season 2, which is a bummer because I loved it. But why would they give it a season 2 when?
Yeah, I was looking at and from what they said, I saw something on like Nielsen ratings too. Is that apparently it was like a really, really low rated, like even less than like it's like the lowest rated show out of all the Star Wars shows is what I saw so far, which is also crazy when it comes to there's so many people talking about it, but not in a positive way. But I did see a lot of people discussing this show overall. So,
yeah, they say no publicity is bad publicity, but clearly that was not the case with this one.
Yeah,
it's so hard for me to discuss the show because I feel like an insane person. I don't get where everybody is coming from, so I don't know what to say. I just think it was a good television show. I guess maybe that's because I'm coming at it as a TV fan instead of a Star Wars diehard, that I just think it was a good TV show.
Well, I mean, we could talk about this for a full episode, but
Yeah.
I would debate that because I just think some of the character choices outside. I think there is a fair argument to say, like, if you're looking at it as a Star Wars fan, as opposed to, with the lore and all that, where you can get caught up in it and say, well, wait a minute, this is not, and you're the casual fan, and that's the argument you're making, which is fair. But as a TV fan, there's some really boneheaded moves and boneheaded decisions that are happening inside of this that I think is just bad writing. So
I didn't feel that way. And I see everybody does feel that way. You're not alone. You're in the vast majority.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it was boneheaded moves at all.
Okay. Fair enough.
It all made sense to me. Did you like the finale more than you liked other episodes or no?
I liked the finale better than episode 7, but that's not saying much. Episode 7.
You didn't like episode 7?
It was one of the worst episodes of television I think I've ever seen. It was so bad. It was so. Why?
Risk of going down the rabbit hole. What part?
Why are we doing a flashback to everything that we've seen already?
Oh my
God!
God!
It's not a flashback, but it's not even a flashback.
Brilliant.
But it's the same episode. It was the same episode.
No, it was from different perspectives. It's to show you.
10 minutes of it was from a different perspective. The rest of it is all stuff that we covered a million times over. Plus, I thought the twins' story was completely unnecessary, and I think Amanda Stenberg was subpar at best in this show. I think overall not bad as a performer, but not in the. Wow. It was just kind of. I thought that what's his Manny Jacinto is that he was wonderful. He was great. Best part of the whole show. Manny
Jacinto is amazing. I actually watched this movie called Cora Bora. Have you seen it? Getting a lot of love right now. Manny Jacinto. It's so good. It was a festival circuit movie. Anyway, I watched that and I was like, oh snap, he's in this as well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I hate to interrupt, but go back to that screen. You might have to cut this out. I don't see our mics on that one. Are they?
No, it is. It's, okay, it's down. It's
I
down.
just wanted to make sure.
It's down there. Yeah,
just still,
so we didn't have a heart attack.
Yeah. Didn't want to miss out on your love for the Acolyte, which I heard through the wall. He absolutely adored.
he was. Brett was there. I was watching doing my reaction. It's just like
something about a shit rat.
Oh yeah, that stupid shit rat. He's like following him around the whole time. For some reason, he just turns on the guy out of nowhere.
Talking about episode 7.
That's episode 8. In episode 8, he just turns on Saul for no reason. It's like so stupid. The show was terrible. Anyway, now what we will, and I don't think we're going to think this is terrible. Well, let's talk about stuff for your wee. Let's talk about Joy Mode, and then after that, we're going to talk about AG1. That's not necessarily for you wee, but it's for you to feel good and have some energy. They both are. Joy Mode and AG1. Check this shit out. And I got to tell you about AG1. You guys know AG1. I mean, if you've been listening to this show long enough, you know that I love AG1. And people keep asking me. They notice. John even said when I started, new look, 20 pounds I lost. One of those reasons, AG1 became part of my routine. Because for a long time, I wasn't paying attention to what was going on in my body. It just wasn't. For me, I read labels. I verify that everything is up to the quality I need. And that is why I've stayed with AG1 for as long as I have. It is a research-backed foundational nutrition supplement. And it delivers daily nutrients, gut health support, and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you're putting into your body. Because I like coffee. I used to drink so much coffee to keep up, but I don't need it anymore, not as much. Because after drinking AG1, I have realized that I have all this energy and I need less coffee to power my day. It turns out I'm not alone. Because in a research study, 91% of people noticed they needed less coffee after 60 days of drinking AG1. 97% of people in a research study felt more energy after 30 days of drinking AG1. That's crazy. 91% of participants noticed that they need less coffee after 60 days of drinking AG1. That's me. Energy is a majorly important reason why it comes to I need so much energy for parenting. I can tell you that right now. AG1 contains ingredients to sustain energy so you can be the best version of yourself within each day. And it really has worked for me, and it's helped me on the plane, everything. It's easy, it's satisfying to start your journey with AG1. If you go to AG1 and you can get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. You got to go to drinkag1.com/bigthing. drinkag1.com/bigthing. It's the one product I trust to support my whole body health. It's AG1. Joy Mode. Now, I've been telling you about Joy Mode forever. And Joy Mode, and people, when they hear about Joy Mode right away, you go, well, I don't need that kind of stuff. I'm in the prime of my youth. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with the prime of your youth. You want to tell Roka, say, I don't need that just yet. I'm like, we ain't talking about like you can't make it work. It's talking about when you go to the gym, what do? You take a supplement, you go, whoa, that helped me out. It's like energy. Well, you're feeling good, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to go on the freaking a lot of people go to those gas station lines and they look over those cheap pills and they think that's going to work. Yeah, they don't, and they hurt you. You wake up, you feel like crap. I've taken one of these things before, and you're like, oh, not particularly those, but other ones where it feels like a hangover, and you don't want that. This is like a booster. It is an absolute booster, and it's the shit right now. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me tell you, it's really good. And people were saying, do you like this stuff? How do you feel? I feel like, as Jesse Ventura said, goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. I'll tell you that. It is no joke. I love Joy Mode, and people have been excited about Joy Mode and keep using it. And all you got to do, if you want to get 20% off, you go to usejoymode.com. You get 20% off. You got to use that code BIGTHING. I mean, how appropriate is that? You go to usejoymode.com, 20% off. Use your big thing, or use big thing code, even better. So there you go. That's all I got to say about that. And we're back.
Are you going to toss me one of those? I've been gone for 9 days.
Well, not at my house. You can bring it when you get home.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll slip one in your bag. I don't want you to have it when you're in my place.
Hey, Sadie, I've gotten really close.
Nice. I thought you were going to start with fucking the ham in the Brett's drank all my wine.
Is horrific. I need you to never use it again.
The what's that?
Wee.
Oh, the wee. Yeah, that's a little bit. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Roxy, you don't want to see the wee. Wee. Me. You. You like that, Roxy? Yeah. Come on, Roxy.
You're breaking up.
Hey, talk to me. Do you miss me, Roxy?
Huh.
So
weird.
Hey, Roxy, you like the Acolyte? I'll be your Acolyte. Come on.
I'll just wait till service comes back.
Son of a bitch.
Well, he's gone.
Oh, man. Yeah. I didn't know he'd made it with the new painted background.
No, he's all over the place. Anyway, all right, let's talk about this story. It's a big story. It's a big story. And on Monday, Roka was on the show, and Roka was convinced. He said, look, one of the big things that could happen here is that the Russo brothers could wind up getting announced at Comic-Con. And I said, I don't know, man. They look like they want to be out. They don't want anything. Not that they want to be out. That's not true. That the rumor was that they were interested, and that Marvel said no because of budgets and other things too, and that wasn't going to happen. Well, that looks to be a crock of shit. Check this out.
Jesus. Look at that fucking shot, dude. You can see your body on the bottom. Go back to the...
Wait, what?
You can see half of his body underneath the overlay.
Oh, I know. He keeps doing things.
Where is this? Hold on. I can't see. My eyes are so bad.
Gotta pull the overlay. Roxy, I'm gonna set him up with this thing where I can control his computer from back home, so he doesn't.
You need to. It's so crazy.
Hold on. How about this? Better?
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Look at these fucking.
Look at that.
They're back. It's the Russo brothers.
Look at them.
Yeah, look at them. Look at
all
them.
Their glory.
All right. They're here and ready to go. And so,
I gotta tell you, there's nothing worse than doing this show where you guys are together and I am not there.
Prove it. All right, here we go. What am I looking for? Where is this fucking story? There it is. I got it. All right. Marvel shocker. Russo Brothers. Stop yawning. Russo Brothers in talks to direct the next 2 Avengers movies.
Wow.
Yeah. Just when you and the Russo themselves, quite frankly,
Thought they were out.
Kevin Feige's pulling them back in. It's a Godfather reference for you youngins. Joe and Anthony Russo are assembling a team once again. The Russo brothers are in early talks to return to Marvel Studios to direct not just one, Brett,
No.
but the next 2 Avengers movies, sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. The hiring ends a month-long high-stakes search by the studio filmmakers to oversee the 5th and 6th Avengers movies. Multiple names were in contention, including Sean Levy, who was offered the gig. Sources say he told Marvel to go fuck themselves. No, sources say the talks are in early stages. The movies also marks a homecoming for the Russos, who jumped from the role of TV comedy on shows like Arrested Development and Community to blockbuster movies a decade ago with Captain America: The Winter Soldier. In total, they directed 4 of Marvel's biggest and best-regarded films, including Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame. Combined, their Marvel films have grossed $6.681 billion, with Endgame starring as the number 2 movie of all time with $2.79 billion. In the years since they've become mega producers via their Agbo banner, producing the Best Picture winner, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and pricey titles such as Amazon's Citadel and Netflix Extraction movies. As directors, after becoming a box office kings at Marvel, they stuck to streaming titles that did not reach the critical and cultural heights of their Marvel work, directing the Tom Holland crime drama Cherry for Apple and the big-budget action movie The Gray Man. They also directed the upcoming sci-fi adventure The Electric State for Netflix. The 5th Avengers movie was previously titled Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and was set to star Jonathan Majors as time-traveling villain Kang, but Marvel cut ties with the actor after he was convicted of assault and harassment in December. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings directors Destin Daniel Cretton was once attached to direct Kang Dynasty, but he departed a month before Majors' conviction. The feature is expected to get a new name and a new focus. The 6th Avengers film is Secret Wars, which is a storyline that the Russos have long talked about wanting to adapt. A pair of 1980s comic book series focused on an all-powerful antagonist known as the Beyonder, who in the first installment pitted Marvel's heroes and villains against each other on a planet known as Battleworld. A 2015 revival served as the climax to writer Jonathan Hickman's own multiverse saga, which has already elements referenced in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. A 2015 revival served as the climax to writer Jonathan Hickman's own multiverse saga, which had already had elements referenced in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. In Hickman's Secret Wars, all of Marvel's multiverses are destroyed, with remnants surviving on a single planet ruled by Doctor Doom. Avengers 5 is set for May 1st, 2026, and Secret Wars is set for May 7th, 2027. All right, Roxy, tons of information pouring in there. Let me ask you this. Are you shocked by this news? And then the follow-up, is this the right call?
I feel like this is a better call for Marvel than it even is the Russo brothers. Like, this is a crazy thing to say, but I kind of feel like Marvel needs the Russo Bros right now. They have so much goodwill built up over the last 15 years that for some reason and not for some reason, we can break down why, but in the last couple of years kind of has fizzled. And I think that this is a good way to secure the bag for them. So am I shocked? No. Am I slightly surprised? A little. Do I think this is a good move for Marvel? Yes. Would I think that the Russo brothers maybe would want to do some other things? Possibly, but this is also a huge opportunity. So yeah, I think it's probably a win-win.
I agree with everything you just said. And I will tell you also that something that I heard was that Marvel said, hey, listen, we heard the complaints. We heard about the things that the fans have been saying. We get it. We know that certain things weren't going. We took some shots. We tried to do a couple things here and there. And you guys like the old school stuff that we were doing, where we're going back to basics and we're going to do some of that stuff. That's what I heard was going on behind the scenes. Whether that's true or not, who knows? But this certainly looks to maybe say, maybe they are paying attention to that, because I think what they were doing was giving everybody a shot to try to do some stuff. And then they're like, well, the Russos want to do this. Now, yes, they're going to cost you a little bit of money, but as Roxy said, they have a lot of goodwill. People really want to see what they're doing. The fact that they come back, people are like, oh yeah, they know what's what, and they know these characters, and they want to do this story. Now, the question is, are they going to be able to change certain things up and move stuff around? The answer is going to be yes. Obviously, they're going to want to do that, and they're going to have to lead there. Now, the one thing, though, Roxy, they'll ask you, though, is that the Russos, as they mention here, Civil War and Captain America, they had already done those episodes leading into the Avengers. They're coming into stuff that came before them that they probably, who knows if they're even paying attention to what's going on. Are they going to start paying attention a little bit more now with Deadpool and everything else? They're going to have to, right?
They're professionals,
Right.
You know, like it's not like they were experts in math and now they have to learn English. This is like they already were amazing at this. Once you know how to ride a bicycle, you never forget, right? Like I think that they'll be able to jump back on this so quickly. I bet they've been paying somewhat attention, maybe not as closely as they would if they knew that they were doing this, but it shouldn't be crazy difficult. This is what they do.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if they're going to like watch shows and you know, Loki and I'm
I
thinking.
would think yes. I would think they would have to
Yeah.
see everything that Marvel's put out from the time they did that till now, because it might spark an idea or there might be a reference. I mean, that's the job. It's not even a difficult part of the job. Put it on.
How do you
Toss
feel
on
about
the
all
show.
this?
I just think that like if they're such great directors, why don't they direct individually? Two people have to direct a movie? Boom. No. I had one question about this article, and I don't know what are they gonna do about the Kang thing? Is it a
great
new
question.
Kang, or has that any buzz on that? Is my question.
It's a great question. Thank you for bringing that question to the table, Brett.
What do you think, Christian?
I think the answer is that you're going to see him. I don't think he's going to be the focus because I think of what they did in Loki allows it to. He doesn't have to be the focus anymore. They gave
What do you mean by him? Do you mean Jonathan Majors?
No, I
or
mean the
do you
character. The character.
character.
They gave you enough at the end of that show that they know how to contain him and they know how to do certain things with him that he doesn't have to be the focus. But I still think you need to have him in it. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Coleman Domingo who's been rumored also in the role, and I actually think he would be perfect if they were going to go ahead and recast the role. And I think that they can maneuver it. They're in a place now that they can maneuver it, but this is why it's going to be so important for Deadpool to deliver. And I'll tell you, I know the answer is no from Brett, but Roxy, did you watch the Captain America trailer?
Yeah.
And what did you think?
You know what's crazy is that I saw like all 10s across the board from people. This is the greatest trailer. The trailer is so great. I was a little underwhelmed by it, to be honest. It felt, this is going to sound so crazy, but it felt a little small to me. It just didn't feel massive, which is fine.
I think that's why I liked it.
I loved the show.
Yeah.
I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I loved that show.
Interesting that you didn't.
I bet I'm going to love this movie.
Yeah.
The trailer just didn't move the needle for me the way that it did for other people, which is fine.
That's fair. I liked the trailer, and I wasn't expecting anything from it. So I think that if they can actually deliver on it, and it can actually be a good movie, you're going to have those two, then with Thunderbolts leading into Fantastic Four and Avengers. Marvel has a chance to get back on top, to whereas I think Lucasfilm needs to be sold to Apple. That's mine.
Is that genuinely what you think that Lucasfilm should do?
Yes,
Wow.
I think Disney should sell Lucasfilm.
Why to Apple?
Oh, they make great stuff.
Yeah.
Good quality. I mean, or Warner Brothers are not going to do that, and they're not going to do either one of those things. But that's what I would if I could say what could you one business thing you'd love to see happen. I'd like to see someone buy Lucasfilm, gut it completely, hire new people, and then make a whole bunch of new stuff and do like HBO Max type quality, Apple quality for Star Wars. That's what I'd like to see. But
It's just so crazy because I'm sure that that's valid amongst fans, but I just like what they do.
fair. Hey, that's fair. It's just.
Does it make them a ton of money, or are they flailing?
I mean, the answer to that question is time will tell, because you still they haven't had a movie come out since 2019, and the last movie that they had, whether you like it or not, crossed over $1 billion. And so the next movie they have coming out, which is The Mandalorian and Grogu. When
is that?
That, I think, is May of 2026, and then there's supposed to be a movie that comes out in December. So if those movies both deliver and both make $1 billion, doesn't matter who I think they sell to. They're going to keep being able to say, well, we have receipts that say otherwise, that people like what we're doing. You know, that the Roxy Stryers of the world are loving what we're doing, and we're making $1 billion. Now, if they're not making that money, it doesn't matter if Roxy Stryer likes it. It's a business thing. They have to, you know what I mean? So right now, as far as the movies go,
not to open up this can of worms, but did you like episode 9?
I liked episode 9 better than I liked episode 8. And I don't think it's a good movie, but I think that to me it's cotton can, it's empty calories, and I'd rather watch that than episode 8. I read the whole trilogy to me has gotten worse in general.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons why I think it should change. But there's tons of people who love it. There's tons of people who love it.
I loved it.
It's great. It's great.
You know what I think?
What do you think, Brett?
I think that shot you just had, you should be on the other side.
I did that, but I did that last time, and people said I should be on that. Well, you know why? Because now I'm looking this way.
Yeah, because you switch seats.
I have to switch it. I have to do it again.
Switch it up.
I have to switch it
but
back
no,
over.
I think, I agree with everything, everybody's saying, and I just can't.
You're technically looking at everything.
And I'm also.
What parts do you agree with, Brett? What specifics do you agree with?
I'm just thinking maybe tonight there's a place we should eat that we've talked about a lot.
You really want to go there bad,
Maybe,
huh?
do you think we could get an approval for a couple dudes to go to?
We can just go there. We can go there. We'll do that on the way back. There's a spot. I don't want to say it on the air, but there's a spot that
we've been goofing on since the first day.
And we wanted to go, and we tried to pitch it to my wife, and the answer I think was hell no.
F
Wait,
no.
Is it a pizza place type of thing, or what's the vibe?
Not a pizza place. It's a Mexican
place.
Yeah. And it was and we wanted to give it a shot, and it was shot down.
Yeah, I tried my best last night. Last night was
It didn't work out.
It was supposed to be my treat too, wasn't it?
I think you've been. I mean, food-wise, you've been treated too.
No, because
your choice.
She was like, "Oh, listen, Brett's been helping out so much. He should."
I'm gonna get it for you today. So
I love it.
We wanted to get that.
That's the opposite of my treat.
Oh.
What's
When
that?
you say something's my treat.
I'm sorry.
His choice.
My choice.
Yeah, we still want to get Chinese. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, no, it was really good. Yeah,
Dude, the Chinese food on the East Coast kicks the Chinese food on the West Coast ass.
Yeah.
That's not fair to say the whole coast. I just mean New York, Boston.
Yeah.
Chinese food's amazing.
It's really good.
LA is the worst Chinese food in the country. I feel.
It's not good. But we had and then the Italian food is just next level, obviously here. But we just kind of Italianed out because we've just been eating so much of it. Okay, but
does the Mexican food there suck? The Mexican food in Boston.
I had a good place. I had a good place that we went to. My family went to about a week ago. I thought it was really fresh. It's pretty delicious. It was delicious. It was delicious. Hey Roxy, when you getting yourself down to old New York? We interested to see with the hair bun and whatnot. And
I know, almost never. Like, I can't believe how long it's been since I've been there. I used to go 4 times a year for work, and now I haven't gone in 5 years.
It's embarrassing. I gotta be honest.
I know.
Are you going to Comic-Con?
I thought I was up for a movie there, which I thought I booked, but I didn't.
Oh,
I found it this
sorry.
week. Same ad.
Are you going to Comic-Con?
I don't know because I fucking just got jury duty.
Oh, that's the worst.
Ooh.
It's the worst.
So the only day that I could go would be Saturday.
Oh,
like you legit are on a.
Are you on a jury?
No, I don't know yet.
So you could get
every day that week, so I can't call in from San Diego.
Yeah.
Are you going to the one in Santa Monica?
Yes.
That's the best.
That
That's
one's
why I didn't want to push it because I was like, okay, I don't want to get downtown.
That's where I had Santa Monica. It's the best.
So what's the deal? I call every day and say
you call every day to tell you. You call every day with the first, and then once they tell you to come in, then they'll tell you at the courthouse to say, all right, be back here tomorrow, and then they're going to go through who they want.
Is it a call anymore, or is it a?
You call in.
It was online.
You call in, and then they tell you whether or not. Okay, look, we need you, or fuck off, don't come in. And then
I think this is one of the most egregious thing that our country does.
Oh, it's
and
stupid.
Our country does some egregious things. Yeah. Like, you're telling me that I have to take a work week off, and I don't know if I have to go in at all, and I think you get paid $7 a day or something from jury duty. Like, how do people survive? I can't take a week off of work, let alone my grandparents. I'm like,
well, you might. Did you when you?
I tried to qualify for both things, and they said Number one, because I have support with my grandparents, I pay somebody to be there for the hours that I can't, that person, that I need to pay them for more hours. And number two, when I tried to qualify for financial hardship, they say you need to make under $10,000 a year and have a dependent. I think it actually said a couple dependents, which is like, that's what we call financial hardship, under 10K with a dependent.
The worst part of it is, think about if you were ever on trial with a jury of people that do not want to be there.
Right.
Like, that's the thing that kills me. Not one. Okay, there's a couple of nut jobs out there. Like, I have friends that are like, "Oh, I love my civic duty." Fuck off.
You need to be paid for it. Like,
well, I will say this.
Exactly.
But I will say this for you though too. If you were there for a certain case, I know you well enough that there's a case that you thought, well, wait a minute. This is something I want to lend my voice to. This is something that I want to hear.
No, of course,
because
but
of course. But I
can't
think
survive.
I know. Well,
like,
what you're
survive?
saying, what you're saying is totally
Oh no, it's
valid.
stupid, Roxy. I did a sidebar with the judge for one of these trials. At the time I was working part time and taking care of my daughter part time. She was only in a half day preschool. I said, please, I'm a part time caregiver to my child. I can't afford to not work this week and also have to pay for her to.
Right.
And he wouldn't let me. He said, no, you're on the trial.
Yeah, they just didn't give a fuck, and it's like, I don't even understand. And also, I would rather just know. And I understand this is the way this isn't the way it works, but just tell me that I have to be there all week. This, like, call in every day and see. It's just stressful that I have to tell you. I have to tell DJ. I have to tell Real Reject. I have to tell everybody.
Right.
May or may not show up to work. Don't know.
Don't know yet.
And then you get to sit around all day long to find out if you actually get on it. You know,
that's the whole. That's the
worst.
That's the one where you're going to be there. You're going to be sitting there, and then they're going to. Yeah, it's hilarious though how I understand what you're saying. There was the case that I was potentially on, and I didn't get chosen, but we were watching, and I was very much into the case and saying, "Oh, you know, I'm obviously."
So you're watching what? Like, what's the?
So you go in, and they tell you the facts of the case, and the attorneys will go there and they'll tell you the case, and then they talk to each jury member and they say, "Would you be able to look at this objectively?" And have you ever had, like, they'll ask you in your lifetime if you relate anything to the case itself, and would you be able to see this, or be able to do that, and they go through it and they talk to people and they try to assess whether or not you're right or wrong for the case. And so, you know, you answer the questions honestly and you do what it is, but it's hilarious though, even though everybody was there, and it's like you're winning the lotto when you get to go home. It's so bizarre that's what it is. It's like you're sitting and you're like, okay, in my head I'm going, obviously I feel for these people and this thing too, and I want to, and when I'm going to be there, and if I'm going to be a juror, I'm going to do this, I'm going to listen to all, and then, but the second you're out, woohoo, and you're running out the door, and you don't want to. It's like that scene in Major League where you get the red tag. If someone gets a red tag and they're screwed, you don't want to celebrate in front of the person. You know, it's like it is
Sure,
a strange
at some
system.
point I'll have to go in person. Is that what the deal is?
Have you ever served on a jury?
No. I've never
you're
gone.
lucky.
The only time, like,
I haven't either.
Like 10
really?
years ago, I was called for jury duty from Massachusetts when I was already living out here, and I said I don't live there anymore, so they canceled it.
Yeah, I've been dismissed every single time.
3 times, and twice I was the second alternate, so I didn't even get to deliberate in the room with everybody.
Yeah.
So it was basically just like the stand-in for a show or something. And the one of the trials I was on, the minute they started talking, I'm like, this guy is so fucking
Full of it.
guilty.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he's so guilty. And at one point, it was a week into it. The bailiff leaned out and she goes, "You guys are going home today," and everybody, I was like, "That's a bad system."
It is.
What do I wear? Can I wear jeans and a t-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to
fine.
be respectable and but that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
That nobody, don't, whatever you do, don't really try to get out of it.
Yes, because they can
They
smell
could
that.
smell that. Like,
Yeah.
this guy
So I
was.
can't say, like, I have my grandparents and I have.
No, that's
You
not.
can.
That's not. But that's like legit.
But there's
Like,
people that'll come in with like a "I hate cops" T-shirt.
There was
on or
there was
something,
some there was one guy that I was there though, and he was like, the way that he was doing it, because it was this thing that a cop was involved, and he's like, "Look, I don't know, I had a bad experience with a cop recently, and my family and stuff, and I don't know." And I'm like, that guy's not gonna get off. And they got him off, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? That guy was so full of shit." Anyway, all right. let's go to one last story before we take off. And before
Roxy's
I do,
love life.
before,
different story.
No, different story. But before we even do that, and we're gonna get on to this. I want to talk about this Twisters thing. But before we do, gotta tell you guys about Built. Gotta tell you about Built, and you've been hearing about Built, and I'll tell you about Cremo body wash. Both of them. Here you go. All right, you know what stinks? When you're stuck in a loop of rent payments, you're just watching your money vanish into thin air. It's the worst. It's time to turn the rent game around and start earning some serious rewards. How do you do that? That is where Built Rewards comes in. Built is breaking ground as the first rewards program that hooks you up with points on your rent. Doesn't matter, even if you're rocking the old school rent check vibes, Built Rewards, it's got your back. They're going to mail the check for you. It's like basically having a personal rent paying assistant. It's the best. Every month, you pay your rent and you watch the points roll in. Use points to jet off on a dream vacation. Put your points towards a flight or a hotel stay with 500 plus airlines and 700,000 plus hotels and properties. Pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Your rent game just got a major upgrade. Earn points by paying rent right now when you go to joinbuilt.com/bigthing. That is joinbilt.com/bigthing. So use our URL so they know that we sent you. That's joinbuilt.com/bigthing. Start earning points with your rent payments today. I got to tell you about Cremo. That's right, man. So, and I think you guys also have, last week when I was telling you guys about them, I got so many people, I can't even tell you how many people that said, yeah, I use Cremo. I use it so many times. I've been using Cremo, and before you even told me about it, Harloff, I knew it. Because for me, after working in the studio all day, I want to go home and I smell like an alley cat. I want to go home and take a shower and relax. So I love going out on the weekends, but sometimes my friends, they want to visit some really nice places. It means I want to smell nice. My wife and I would go out. I was like, you don't want to, like I said, she want to go with like a mountain lion who's been sleeping in garbage. She wants to go with someone smelling nice. And that's where Cremo comes in. So you want to elevate and you want to enhance your hygiene routine with Cremo body wash. It combines a rich lathering and hydrating formula with meticulously balanced, multi-layered fragrances for a superior shower experience. So I used it. We were working in the studio here really late, and so I was like, okay, I used it, felt great right away. So Cremo works with master perfumers to make sure that every body wash scent is blended and refined, and their hard work definitely shows. Every wash that I've tried smells like it's like really high-end cologne. So I really dig it. I like the new bourbon vanilla men's body wash, which I've been using. It's really good. Yeah, it's really, really good. So, it gets me clean and it relaxes me after a long day. So check it out. All right. Thank you to Built. Thank you to Cremo. Really excited to have them both on board. And it always helps the show if you guys go and get yourself something. I tell you that. Like, don't brush over. Look at it. Because this is quality stuff that I've been trying to get for you guys. And I'm glad that I have been. And a lot of you have been checking it out. So please, links in the description. Okay. So let's end with this one. Twisters. It is the not really sequel to Twister, and it targets a 100 million global start. Here is the information. This weekend's Twisters, it's reportedly on track for a 50-55 million domestic start and a 40 to 50 million overseas weekend, Friday to Sunday at the box office. Their pre-sales are reportedly in line with 20th Century's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which opened to 58.4 at the domestic. Combined with the 12.5 million take the film already earned from its early opening last weekend in select international markets, the movie is expected to easily surpass the 100 million mark by the end of Sunday. The domestic debut will outpace the 41 million opening weekend of the 96 original, though, adjusted for inflation, the Jean de Bont-helmed original film's haul will be effectively double that amount. Twisters will be getting a full IMAX, PLFS, Screen X, and more support. Much of the Europe, the UK, and China get the film this weekend, with Korea and Japan receiving it at a later date. The release comes 1 week ahead of Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine opening next Friday. That's expected to dominate the box office of 2024, with the domestic start 3 times that of Twister. Okay, so you read that and you hear that. First, Roxy, did you see the screening for this one?
No, because I'm covering it for Real Rejects. Because I did the first one for Real Rejects, which I didn't watch till last year.
Okay.
Which I really liked.
When you're covering, you mean you're waiting for it to come out on digital and you're going to watch it?
Yeah, so that we can watch it, so that we can
time.
react to it. This is in the first one, Sean Whalen is one of the stars of it, who's the director
Yes.
of Crust, the
Yes.
movie I'm going to be
Yep.
in.
Yep.
So I was really excited to watch it, but I hear that none of them are back for this. I'm shocked with how well this is doing. It must be awesome, Kristian.
Well, is it doing awesome? I think that, I mean, because $100 million, like, to answer your question, I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it. Brad asked me when he came back because he was going to see it with me. He just couldn't do it because he was working on the studio. But what I will say is I was expecting the movie to kind of have like a cheesy feel to it. And the end has maybe 5 or 10 minutes left of the movie. There's a cheesy element to it. And I thought that's what the entire movie was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. Was it Daisy Edgar Jones who's the star of it? I think she's great. I thought she was wonderful in the movie. I didn't really know.
Glenn Powell, of course.
Glenn Powell, yeah, Glenn Powell was one. I was worried that he was going to be kind of pigeonholed into. Well, I've seen him do that before, and he does a bit of what he does. Not just one thing that he's done before. He does a bunch of things that he's done before, but he combines it all together, and he's got a lot of charisma. They have chemistry together, and I really enjoyed it. But
this is so related but unrelated. Can you put the picture back up that you had up of him for a second? Can you explain to me what's happening with his arm here?
Oh yeah. That is a strange photo. It looks almost like
a little velociraptor.
Yeah, it looks like AI made it. But
truly, like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's true. It's a good call. But what I will say about the movie, as far as doing really well, the movie cost almost $200 million to make. So $100 million in opening weekend worldwide. You say, okay, well, good. The drop off just doesn't have to be that bad. Why is this movie coming out a week before Deadpool and Wolverine? It's going to get annihilated.
I don't know, because sometimes it's a good move to have some spillover.
Sure. You look at Barbie and Oppenheimer. Right?
Yeah. Like, I think that this is absolutely crushing for what I thought, especially because things have not been doing well, like Furiosa not doing well. I know it's a different genre, but I wanted Twisters to do well because I like all of these performers and I like the original, and I like to see things do well, of course.
Yeah.
But I did not think that it was going to do this well. And I think that this was as good of an opening weekend as they could have possibly hoped for.
I'm not going to agree with you on that. I think that because it opened to what Apes did, and I think Apes had a lower budget, and Apes wind up finishing at either making a little bit of money or breaking even. I think it made a little money. This movie, you're going to want it to make money, and the question is, can it make money? It's going to have to make at least 500 or 600 million in order to do it. I don't know if that's the case, and I think that it's the same thing I say a million times. Broken record stuff. The budget, why it was 200 or 180, $200 million, especially with a cast that's not that expensive. I don't really get it.
You're not necessarily wrong when you look at the budget of it. This is why you and I keep talking about how movies need to have a lower budget. I guess I'm more just talking about what I expected it to do versus what it's doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a great summer movie. That's the thing. It's old school Roxy, like a summer movie that you don't see often. And it relied on character. And that's what I liked about it. And I liked the story of what Daisy Edgar Jones was doing and the way that they made it. It doesn't relate to the first movie at all. It's a completely different movie.
The Twisters came back.
They did. They came back. It was hard. They were the most expensive.
Yeah, they were the most expensive.
But anyway, I wonder how it's going to do overall.
Do you think that this will make $400 million or no?
Well, I think 400. Yeah, I think it'll make 400. But that's not. But that's what it's going to. It's going to need to make more than that to make money.
Well, to break even, I think that probably needs to make about 400.
Well, no, because 200 is it's going to have to make that plus the marketing plus other.
About 400 to break even.
Between 400 to 500 it would take to break even. You always look at a little extra than the marketing for between 400 and 500. So do I think it could break even? Yeah, I think it can break even. But if you're Universal, you want it to make money.
Of course you do. You do.
I hope it does. And it's a movie that I wouldn't have said before. I'm like, look, I don't know why they made it Twisters, and then they didn't make money. I would expect. But then I saw it. I'm like, I hope it does make the money. It was an entertaining movie. All right, Roxy, we're gonna get the hell out of here. So, what do you? Any final words? How is anything new on the dating scene before we go?
No. You know what? I'm just not into it right now. I was actually really excited at my birthday. Everybody was saying things that they wish for me this year. and everyone's things were career related. So that means my friends get me.
Yeah.
Like you guys know what my number one priority is. It's my family and my career.
Right.
I hope I find my person, but right now it's just really not where my heart or my head is. So
That's probably
I hope you never say "find my person" again. I just hate that phrase. I hope you find someone, but if you ever say "find my person" again,
well, I
gonna
hear
disown
you on
her.
that, Brett, because it's not like I believe that there's one person for
Yeah.
everybody. I think that's ludicrous. But I just mean find a person,
I
I
know,
guess.
I know. I'm just
Well,
giving you a hard time.
it's right now. That's what
that
you
one,
said. Yeah.
and I don't know who saved who, me or my rescue animal.
Oh, that
Oh, I don't know. Is your rescue animal paying for your food and cleaning up after your shit?
Yeah.
No,
No.
you saved the animal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm so angry. No, I'm just tired.
Gonna
I'm
have to get
tired.
this guy some of that food
Some
that
of
he
that
wants.
good
Some of that
goodness.
Wow.
Food. Yeah.
PETA
Anyway,
hates you, bro.
Oh man,
all right. Listen to me.
look at
We
this.
are
Listen to me now.
going to get out of here. So we'll be back for Capes and Cowls. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're everywhere podcasts are found. So make sure you check us out. Thank you to Roxy. Thank you to Brett. Thank you to you guys. Appreciate you very much. And then, oh yeah, look at that. That's going up there. Look at that. Where you going?
Whoa,
Come on. Here we go. I got the rocket launcher. I don't know if I'm going to be behind the Kristian or behind the guest. It doesn't matter, dear. We'll be right over here. Right over there. Right there.
Bye, Muad'Dib.
Bye, Muad'Dib. Get out of here. Bye. All right. See you, everybody. Oh, don't knock over the water.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. It's been so nice. That's me. There we go.
That's great.
All right. There it is. Okay. Where you go?
Where's
There we go.
it?
All right.
Oh, it's the one that says logo.
Okay.